Now, pickleball, even if you don't know what it means, you definitely must have heard the term recently. That's it, because it's simply the coolest new sport out there. There has been pickleball boom across the world, and India is no exception. Former India #1 tennis player Gaurav Natekar is spearheading the World Pickleball League along with his wife Arjuna Natekar. My colleague Vidur Kathuria caught up with Arjuna Awardee Natekar to find out what exactly the fuzz is all about. Take a look. We leave you with this report. Do stay tuned. News and update will follow on the other side.
It's hard to escape the growing popularity of pickleball. It was actually first played in the state of Washington in the US back in 1965. But 6 decades later, it seems like the golden era of the sport has begun. Gaurav Natekar was once representing India in the Davis Cup, but now he's the face of the pickleball revolution in the country.
Gaurav, thank you so much for speaking to WION.
Thank you.
Just tell us, what is pickleball and why are so many people picking it up?
Well, I think everybody knows what pickleball is by now, but it's basically a combination of mini tennis, table tennis, and to a certain extent squash and badminton. And I think why it's taken off across the world and certainly in India is just for 3 reasons, I think. Because it's very easy to play. It's a tough game to master, but a very easy game to play. It requires very little space, which means that it's just 1800 square feet, so it can be built anywhere. And I think the cost factor of building other sports facilities is much, much higher than it is for pickleball. So I think that's really the main reason. I think also India as a nation has to start going from a sports watching nation to a sports playing nation. And I think pickleball having that, in that sense, quite a low barrier for entry in terms of playing the game. And I think that's why so many people who never even would have thought of actually taking up a sport are now taking to pickleball.
Tell us about the skill set that is required in pickleball, like in terms of racket sports. How is it similar to tennis but also different? If you can just enlighten our viewers with that.
Well, I think as you can see, it's basically mini tennis, right? So anybody who has a certain hand-eye coordination or doesn't, it's very easy for them to learn this game, because even if your technique is not right at the beginning, you can still rally with the person and you can actually have a game. I mean, somebody like me who comes from a sporting family, you know, for the last 2-3 weekends, there were 14 or 15 of my family members, all of us, right, from my sisters, my nieces, nephews, their kids, my wife, my kids, we all went and had a game of pickleball. And I think that is the beauty.
Speaking to Natekar, I couldn't help but try my hand at pickleball. And the former tennis star, who once shared the court with the likes of Leander Pace and Mahesh Bhupati, was kind enough to indulge a novice like me. And once you play the sport, it's hard not to jump on the pickleball bandwagon. But it's serious business as well.
So tell us, Gaurav, what prompted you to start the World Pickleball League?
No, as you know, me and my wife both play tennis for India. We've had a lot of success on the tennis court. We were one of those fortunate few who also got into business, into the business of sport. And I really saw the potential of pickleball when I started hearing about it from some of my friends and my wider circle who I never would have thought would have actually taken to playing a sport. And when they started talking about it, I realized that here is a game where there's potential to do it from a business perspective, but also genuinely get Indians up and moving. I mean, if you look at India today, our statistics from a health perspective of our kids and everybody is not that good. And I think the more people that come out and play, I think the better it is for the nation.
It's very accessible to all. But right now, more or less, it's seen as a leisure activity rather than a professional sport. Do you see that changing in the future?
No, for sure. I think, look, any sport goes through its transition. Indian youngsters are already winning medals at the Asian level and at a lot of the top tournaments as well. We are having a global tournament happening in Bombay next month, which the World Pickleball League is, also doing. So I think that it's only a matter of time before the transition happens from a leisure sport to a professional sport. Also the age, about 2 years back, pickleball, the average age was 50 plus people, right? Now that age is dropping considerably. 40% women play. a lot of the youngsters are taking to it. So I think that is what the trajectory of pickleball is going to be.
The pickleball revolution is well and truly underway, and leagues like the World Pickleball League are the start of a new era, not just in racket sport, but for sport in general. With video journalist Abhishek Rana, this is Vidur Kathuria reporting for WION World is One.